This is Ken Pyle, and we're closing out a day here with Ron McCue of Silver Star Communications. Ron had an exciting announcement today, and I'll let you tell us what it is that you guys are doing.
We've just been incredibly pleased to announce today the first 4 Gigabit communities in Wyoming. The communities of Afton, Thayne, Alpine, and Jackson. Jackson, where we're here today, has been incredibly receptive to Gigabit services, and in fact our brand is going to be called Gigabiz because we think a Gigabit service is transformational to most businesses today. The ability to streamline your business, to be productive, and to engage in e-commerce across the globe, we think is incredibly important for an area like Jackson, Wyoming.
Well, and you guys have been around for a long time in places like Thayne and Afton. You're kind of new to this area. Why don't you talk a little bit about the company? And one thing that really impressed me was what you said about reinvesting in the community and keeping the money here, keeping the investment here.
Yes, we're nearing Silver Star's 70th anniversary of providing telecommunications and broadband services to rural and remote western Wyoming. We are a commercial company. We're a family-owned company that family and the shareholders have been continuously committed throughout our history to reinvest in the community. We are a for-profit company that takes our profits annually and reinvests it in our community, in our infrastructure, and in our commitment to provide better and better service to all of the people that we serve. In this area, economic development is incredibly important to sustain business and to sustain our business.
You talked about it as being a fourth pillar of the economy.
Yeah, the governor of Wyoming, Governor Matt Mead, who has tremendous ties to this area, believes that the Wyoming economy for over 100 years has largely been based on agriculture, cowboys, ranching, tourism, people visiting our great state for the wonderful air and sights and opportunities that Wyoming provides for vacationing, and then finally mining and minerals. Wyoming is incredibly rich in coal, gas, oil, and uranium, and the extractive industries, and that has largely been our tax base. That is not, all of those are not industries that are conducive to retaining our young people who graduate, get a great education here in Wyoming, and then have to go someplace else for a job. We think development of broadband and technology-based services really plays into that fourth pillar for the Wyoming economy.
Well, in Wyoming, like yourself, I mean, I was really impressed with talking to one of the regional economic development people and how much the state actually invests in itself, right?
The state reinvests in itself tremendously. We feel so incredibly fortunate to live here in Wyoming. I'm a Wyoming native, but our founding fathers found it extremely important that requires a constitutional provision for a balanced budget. Because of the extractive industries, we have a great tax structure, no personal income tax, and low property tax, and we have annually about $1 billion surplus that the legislature and the governor can choose to either save or reinvest. And fortunately, they've chose to save a good portion of it, about $17 billion in a trust fund, and the remainder they build back into infrastructure, roads, community development, low taxes, and great services.
Well, and one of the things that impressed me too is I've seen quite a few people who aren't from this area that seem to have moved here, right?
Well, we always love the saying, there's a lot of people that were born here, and then there's folks that say I wasn't born here, but I got here as quick as I can.
Excellent. Well, I really enjoyed the day with you here today, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming.